Welcome to Rant on Reels. I'm Michael Fooch.
And I'm Xavier Barnett.
Today on the podcast, the rise of Skywalker and some Christmas movie trivia.
All right, and before I start this whole podcast, I just want to start by saying Star Wars is dead! And don't forget to like and review and listen to us on Facebook. No, we're not on Facebook. YouTube, Spotify, you know the whole works. We're on Instagram, SoundCloud, and iTunes as well.
Is this your first day? You don't even know what we're on?
Yeah, it's my first day. I'm just so pissed off because Star Wars is dead.
Yeah. All right, before we get started, a couple things. Number one, as you probably, if you're watching us on YouTube, we have a different setup. We had some technical difficulties today, so we have one mic that we're sharing, and you might get some background noise that gets picked up. It won't be our most professionally done podcast, but it's a Star Wars one and needed to be done.
Yeah, and you're probably going to hear me farting, and Dave farting, and the G-Man farting. Everyone's going to be farting. You can't do anything to stop it.
The second and more important thing, Merry Christmas to everyone. Christmas is coming up, just around the corner.
It's PC. We say Happy Holidays.
No, Happy Holidays. It's true. Happy Holidays for everyone who's not Christian. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
All right.
So how you doing, Xavier? Any plans for the holidays?
I got lots of plans. I'm going to be celebrating a bachelor party.
Who's getting married?
One of my good friends. Shout out to Callum. I know you're going to be listening to this. So congratulations on getting married. And we're going to get really PG messed up on Boxing Day.
Yeah, I got a lot of family stuff coming up. So there'll be a lot of time with the family.
Yeah. I have a lot of family stuff too, but...
All right, well, happy holidays to everyone. Okay, on to some news. Anything going on in the world of movies that you want to talk about?
Yeah. One of my childhood memories, it's getting rebooted.
Which childhood memory? Avatar?
Transformers?
Oh, Transformers.
No, I'm just joking.
Oh.
Power Rangers.
I've been
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, baby.
Are you surprised by this? Like, I mean, I know the travesty that we saw 2 years ago was brutal, but I really thought they were going to just push another one down our throat.
That's a fair point. I'm very obviously that was probably spoiler. That's probably going to be in my top 10 movies of the worst movies of the decade,
which is coming up.
Which is coming up. But yeah, I'm not surprised that they're trying to reboot it. I guess the first one was such a disappointment that they're trying to do something new, but we'll see what happens.
As I've said on this podcast, and we've talked many times about, I almost walked out of the theater. I've never almost walked out of a movie theater before, maybe until a couple days ago. But spoiler alert, we'll talk about that.
Spoiler alert, Star Wars is dead.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for this reboot. I hope they don't go dark with it. Power Rangers aren't supposed to be dark. They're supposed to be cheesy. They're supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be hopeful.
Yeah.
They're teenagers with attitude.
Yeah. And they beat up monsters and have robots. And you know me and giant robots. I think a lot of my favorite media are involved with giant robots.
Yeah.
So
no, I know.
Can't complain.
Speaking of things that are dead, Star Wars. So they Disney just announced the new trilogy, and it's, at least of right now, the writer/director of this trilogy is going to be Rian Johnson. It's already on IMDb. What are your thoughts? Because I have thoughts.
I don't think so. There's the thing with Disney that they do is a couple of guys like that get fired. They still have them shown, and then later on in the year they kind of say they're fired lately. So this kind of happened with Lord and Miller with Solo. Like, they got fired after the fact. D&B, you know how they had their own trilogy, and then after the Game of Thrones fiasco, they lost their trilogy and everything like that to focus on Netflix. But what really happened is they were fired months beforehand, but they let them finish their trilogy, finish their thing, and then announce their firing.
So do you think that Rian Johnson will get this trilogy?
No, I don't think so.
You know what I'm having a hard time understanding about this fiasco, or with the Rian Johnson, is I really think Disney has done really good things over the last couple of years, over the last decade, right? They've really done a tip-top job buying Star Wars, buying Marvel, right? You know, making sure their animated stuff is good, making sure the MCU has been, you know, in good hands. I don't understand what they're doing with Star Wars. They have this billion-dollar, you know, property, and they're treating it like it's a dollar store property right now. Oh, here, give it to anyone who wants it. Let's have no strategy. Let's just here. You know what, J.J. Abrams, you can take the first one. Oh, Ryan Johnson, you have the second one. Oh, we'll find another person to do the third one. We're talking about I think Disney bought this for LucasArts or Lucas whatever.
$3 billion, I think.
I thought it was six, but maybe it was three.
Maybe it was six. I'm not sure.
Either way, they spent all this money on it, and they're gonna they probably already made it back in spades. But like, you have the potential to do great things, to tell dozens and dozens of stories. Why are you giving it to a person who has gone on the record saying that, in his opinion, a good movie not everyone likes? Like, Ryan Johnson said that he's proud of Last Jedi, that not everyone likes it because he thinks that's what a good movie is. That if everyone can agree a movie is good, like, let's say, A New Hope or Endgame, where 90% of the people are on their side, that's not a good movie for Ryan Johnson. We need a movie where people talk about it and we debate it and we don't like it. That's not what Star Wars is. Because if you do that, eventually people are going to tune out of a franchise. We've seen it with the DCEU. We've seen it with other franchises as they've gotten worse. Pirates of the Caribbean being a good example. Mm-hmm. People stop watching. They make less and less money.
Transformers, that's happened as well. So
right, we're starting to see that with Transformers now. So my question again is, what the hell is Disney thinking if they give Ryan Johnson this possession?
They don't care about the movies. They just want to sell toys.
You think, but you think that? Look at explain to me the brilliance behind the MCU and the precision in which Kevin Feige operates with.
I think it's more Kevin Feige cares more about it. And I feel like did Disney start the Marvel movie? Did Disney buy Marvel?
No, they bought it. I think they bought it after First Avenger was already made. I think they bought it just before, or maybe even the Avengers might have been made at that point. Yeah. I think Iron Man 3 is when they first officially took over. I think.
Yeah.
See, or maybe even after that. That might have already been in production.
Yeah. See, I think what happened is Marvel already had a plan, and Disney's like, okay, they like this plan, so just keep going with it. But don't Star Wars, they never had a plan.
But don't you think of how smart it was by hiring someone who knew what he was doing and putting them in charge? And now he did such a good job. They put him in charge of all of Marvel.
Yeah.
The entire thing. Anyways, so you think he's out?
Yeah, I think he's out.
Would it be a mistake to keep him in?
Probably. Who knows? Maybe if he has more free reign with his own trilogy, it might be a little bit better. But all I know is expect the unexpected.
So for this guy, yeah, it's true. You're not wrong. For the Canadian listeners out there, there's going to be a big change to how you watch your movies. Cineplex has been bought out.
By what?
A British
Disney?
company. No, not Disney, but a British company.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
I got kind of two thoughts on this: positives and negatives.
Taken over again by the British.
Well, yeah,
economically,
that's true. I'm a little surprised by this. Cineplex has, been at the forefront of my movie experience for over a decade since it bought out Famous Players.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because in Ancaster, right, used to be a Famous Players, and that was like my home theater for a very long time, as opposed to Upper James, which was Cineplex. But the sad thing is, it's going to be sad to see. We'll probably lose Scene. I think that'll be something that will be gone. And if you're Canadian and you have Scene points or Scene cards, like that's been a big part of movie watching for over a decade. I think.
Yeah, but Scene has gone to the toilet lately.
No, you're right. Like we've seen them raise the points and things like that. It's been pretty bad with that.
Yeah, It used to like it was worth it, and now it's like $2,000, 2,000 scene points for an IMAX. It's almost double the amount of points versus the movie's not double. It's not double the movie.
But the problem is this: like when they initially went to 1,000 to 1,500 points for the IMAX, they raised the points you get. So for an IMAX movie, you got 150 points. So again, 10 IMAX movies would give you a free movie.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't when they bumped it up to 2,000. They didn't raise that, and that's to me that's you're right. It's kind of going down the tube. The one thing this Cineplex or whatever bought out Cineworld. Thank you. They will bring in this new thing that I'm actually really excited for. You pay like the price of like 2 or 3 movies, and you have unlimited movies for the month.
I think that'll help us out, considering our profession.
It will, but there are some negatives to that, right? Because again, that doesn't include 3D movies, it doesn't include IMAX. Maybe they have something where it's like a super ticket where you like instead of paying like if it was $20, you pay $30 and you get anything you want or double the price. No matter what it is, it'll be worth it for us. Like
that's
as someone who averages 10 movies a month, I mean,
you make your money back tenfold. So I'd worth it. Monthly pay subscription. I don't have to worry about it.
I know you just go to the theater.
At the start of the month. See you later.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think that's it for news. What about you?
Yeah, that should be good.
All right, before we get into Rise of Skywalker, the latest episode of Mandalorian came out, the second last episode of the season.
Un memento. Also, before we get to deep dive, we're going to be deep diving into Mandalorian and Rise of Skywalker. So, there's going to be spoilers ahead for the second last episode of Mandalorian and the Rise of Skywalker, and probably some Christmas movies because we're going to have some Christmas movie trivia.
Xavier's going to be tested on his Christmas movies.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, so what an epic episode of Mandalorian. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
Epic.
It was great. I kind of had to figure that he was gonna pick up all the ragtag team together with all the people that he met and everything like that.
It makes sense. So basically, the episode begins with Mando getting a call from Creed. What's his name?
Apollo Creed.
But basically saying like he's turned sides. That we need to all band together. Like bring him back. We'll protect Baby Yoda. Just
stop the Imperials.
Yeah. So on the way, he brings up everyone he kind of met. And they bring this team together, and they arrive back to that planet from the first couple episodes. Mm-hmm. And interesting, something that we haven't seen before. They get attacked by some kind of bird creature, and the head of the bounty organization,
Creed guy, gets cut up
pretty badly. He's gonna die, and Baby Yoda heals him. And I've never seen that being used by a Jedi at all.
Yeah.
So I found that interesting.
I found it interesting, but I also remember that he was worked with and tweaked, like genetically. So that might have been the reason why.
That absolutely could. I didn't particularly have an issue with it. I don't think anybody did. I mean, obviously this particular thing is the reason why this was released 2 days earlier than it was supposed to.
Yeah, I think that's the link to the
I didn't think that. You know what the funny thing is? I didn't think that was going to be the link.
Me either.
I had a different. I'll ask you what you thought the link was in a second. But after Baby Yoda heals him, he decides that he was gonna turncoat them, but he decides no, I'm not gonna do that anymore, and he takes their side.
Yeah.
And then they go in. They have this big shootout.
How cute was the force choke power of Baby Yoda when he was force choking the girl?
Oh yeah, because they were having a little arm wrestling fight.
Yeah. So I thought he was like kind of Sith as well, because the Sith training is more like you never see a Jedi use force choke.
It's true, you don't. But he is a baby, so
yeah, he doesn't know anything,
and he doesn't have like a Jedi order to help him that we saw in like Revenge of the Sith, right? All the babies get helped.
Yeah.
So I really liked it. Who do you think captured Baby Yoda at the end?
Those two stormtroopers.
Yeah, but like, who do you think they worked for?
Oh, they worked for the one guy.
Well, which guy?
The guy that came in the guy that came in the Imperial.
Yeah, well, who do you think he worked for? Is what I'm saying.
Oh, who that guy thinks?
Yeah, who do you think that guy? I didn't think that. I thought that guy. Where I thought the connection was going to be to Rise of Skywalker was I thought that he worked for the Emperor.
Oh, okay.
That's where I thought it was going. So when I thought when they came down, all those clean stormtroopers came out. I assumed they were part of the Emperor's group. That's how I thought the connection was going to be.
No,
because I thought the Emperor was going to want to use Baby Yoda to heal him.
Yeah, I thought it was made for. I thought he was made for. What's it called? I thought they were just answering him. Forget what his name is. The head concho dude.
All right.
So interesting.
So what do you think the connection was going to be?
I thought the connection was the trailer that was the sneak peek trailer that was on the side and the extras.
I didn't
That's
watch that.
That's because they had
trailers. I don't watch trailers.
I didn't watch it either. I was like, oh, that's the link? Okay. Well, I already seen too much of this movie.
It's okay. So, I mean, I guess that's really it for Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of bitter on Mandalorian right now. Mandalorian was what I looked up to. But then we saw Rise of Skywalker. So let's talk about Rise of Skywalker. Xavier,
here we go.
What are your opening thoughts on Rise of Skywalker?
Well, Rise of Skywalker. Visually, it's one of the best Star Wars I have seen visually. Some scenes are very great. The music is fantastic. And that's all the positives I have to say about the movie. Everything else, characters didn't make sense. A lot of holes in the plot. How do I say this? The reasonings for some of the plans were pretty terrible. What I have to say is I'm 100% sure that J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson hate each other. Because all they want to do is undo what the other one previously did. I feel like half the movie is J.J. Abrams attempting to try and undo what Rian Johnson said in the previous movie. And then that kind of takes away from the movie that he wrote. And then on top of that, he was so focused on trying to undo what Rian Johnson did that he didn't even write a good movie. So it's just... that's how I sit with the movie, and that's about it.
Okay. I mean, I really like what you're saying, and I really agree with a lot of what you said, but I don't even know where to begin here. This is worse than I possibly imagined this could be. You know, when I walked out of the theater, I thought it was bad. But the more I've thought about it, the more I've talked to people, whether it's Dave or other people who've seen the movie, the angrier I've gotten. I was angry watching the movie. I don't know if you noticed. I looked at you a couple times with like, what the beeping thing's going on here? And I'm frustrated because I didn't think it could get worse than Last Jedi. Now, I'm pretty sure this movie is worse or at least on par with it. And you said a lot of things. These directors were not on the same page. We see a lot of times where it's like, oh, this and that happening. Why I think this movie is worse. Last Jedi to me ruined the future of what Star Wars could be. Last Jedi changed Luke's character. They killed Luke. It didn't necessarily hurt anything that happened prior. Rise of Skywalker, it ruined Star Wars' past. J.J. Abrams destroyed the vision of George Lucas, in my opinion. None of this movie made sense. You change, like Rian Johnson did in Last Jedi, you've changed the essence of characters. Hell, I'll go a step further. You have some characters that in Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker are three different characters, but they're the same character. I think Poe Dameron fits the bill of that. Leia fits the bill of that. And a couple of other characters change midway through movies. Midway through the story. There's so much irrelevant plot to this movie. The ending, to me, was very unsatisfying. You talked about contradictions. It's also one of the most predictable movies I've ever seen. And all of that is bad. But the worst thing about it is it destroys the original trilogies. It destroys what Lucas did. I don't care what anyone says. You will not convince me otherwise. George Lucas created the first 6 movies as the hero's journey. It was about a prophecy about the person that will bring balance to the Force. And that person was Anakin Skywalker. That is the entire purpose of Star Wars, of the what we saw. We saw Anakin kind of turn bad, but at the end of the day, he brings balance to the Force, and everyone was supposed to be happy. The whole point of Lucas is telling his story. Now you're telling me, JJ, you're telling me now that the Emperor is alive. That Anakin Skywalker's sacrifice was for absolutely nothing. There was no balance. The dark side was still on top. Never moved, never disappeared. It just went to hiding for a little bit while it built itself to be stronger. In fact, we also find out that Rey is a Palpatine. And it's a Palpatine that will bring balance to the Force. Therefore, let's get something straight. This is not, everyone talks about this is the end of the Skywalker saga. This is not the Skywalker saga. Let's get this through everyone's head. This is the Palpatine saga. It begins with Palpatine, it ends with Palpatine. Because number 4 ain't number 1. Phantom Menace is the first movie. If you're watching them from 1 to 9, it starts with Phantom Menace. And Phantom Menace, one of the first scenes after the crawl, is Senator Palpatine talking to his cronies. It's his story about how he becomes the Emperor. And then the original trilogies now become useless. It is not the Skywalker saga. It is the Palpatine one. It makes me vomit. Thank you, J.J. Abraham. You destroyed Star Wars.
Star Wars is dead.
All right, that's my opening thoughts.
All right.
I'm hot here. I'm hot. Let's go right into this. Let's do this. All right, let's deep dive. Now, I want to do this a little bit differently. I don't want to necessarily talk about the story in order right away. Because let's be honest, we know the story. Heroes go on a quest to kill the Emperor. They do. Emperor dies. Everything's good. That's about that. Did I get that?
For now.
That's the gist of the story.
Until 2022 when the new Star Wars comes out.
And all of our listeners understand this is going to be a very negative podcast. And I'm going to nitpick. I am going to nitpick. But at the same time, I'm also going to go over huge plot holes that destroy what Star Wars is.
All right, let's do it, baby.
All right, I want to start with the premise. Xavier, do you agree with my 2 fundamental issues with this movie? It's the Palpatine saga, and more importantly, it destroys the original trilogy.
I agree with probably destroying the original trilogy because everything that they did doesn't mean is pretty much pointless. But that's the problem with sequel trilogies, right? They have to kind of figure out a way. Should have there been a sequel for Star Wars, if you ask me? Not really, because no matter what, there's going to be a conflict and there's not going to be balance to the Force.
I disagree with you. I think there's so many... Lucas himself had visions for the future. In fact... What I would have done with this trilogy to begin with is set it in the time you did. Start it on Jakku. That's fine. Start it with Rey. I love Rey. I have no negative feelings to Rey. I feel a lot of people think if you don't like these movies, it's because you don't like Rey. I don't think they go hand in hand. You can start with that. Just when you introduce Luke and Leia and Han, don't make it the First Order in charge. Make it the Republic in charge. Make it the Jedi Council there. Make Luke the head of the Jedi Council with a bunch of other Jedi. Why do you need... Luke doesn't have to be a main character. Luke can be a character like a Yoda was in the prequels. He's there. He's a player, but the story's being told through Rey, Finn, and Poe. You could have done that. And you don't have to have a Sith Lord that's the villain. There are other ways to approach Star Wars than having Jedi and Sith as your main characters. We've seen it with The Mandalorian. You saw it with Solo. You saw it with Rogue One. And they could be good or bad. That's not the point to it. The point is there are other stories to tell in Star Wars than the Emperor and the Sith.
That is true. So that's why I was kind of figure out if they did a new trilogy, why not go... I always wanted something in the old Republic.
But they can do that too, but
I'm kind of over the whole Skywalker saga or Palpatine, blah, blah, blah. Like, that whole series. We had 9 movies on that. Like,
Well, now we do, but
the world is so vast. My thing is the world's so vast, like you said, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying right now you're at the perfect time where Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher, rest her soul, all 3 of them when these movies were being made were the ages that they could be older versions of themselves. Make these movies first. The Old Republic ain't going anywhere. There were good stories to tell in this universe. Hell, do what Marvel does. Make 3 Star Wars movies a year. One in the Old Republic, one with the Skywalkers and the Rays of the world, and then one weird story like Rogue One. There are potentials, like you said, to make all these different movies. Just tell good stories.
Okay, fair enough.
So you agree that it destroys your rich trilogy. Do you agree that it should be called the Palpatine saga?
Not so much. For
Why
Palpatine
not?
Saga.
It starts and ends with Palpatine. Am I not wrong?
Yeah, but he's the main villain. But like,
so it's also Rey is the one who brings balance to the Force. So he's the main villain, but his granddaughter is going to save.
Technically, there's no balance to the Force because the dark side's completely wiped out. So there's no evil anymore.
I guess that's true too.
Technically, she didn't bring
balance. You're not wrong on that. You're not wrong, but it's still but does it defeat my point about it being the Palpatine saga?
I don't know, because at the end she says she's a Skywalker. So.
No, but she's not a Skywalker. She say whatever she wants. Talk about stupid scenes.
She's an orphan, and she.
All right, okay, you agree with one. Sorry.
What's it called? Even though she's bad and everything like that, she disagrees and whatever. She's a Skywalker, which I think is stupid. No, you're right, but. Whatever. I guess they're trying to be like, oh, even though your heritage is bad, you're not your heritage. You are who you say you are.
But that's standard. That Luke would have been the same thing with Anakin. But whatever.
Yeah,
That's
all right. I identify as a Skywalker.
So okay. So you can agree on one of them. I think they're both true, but you can agree on one. It's funny. I thought you would. I thought the more controversial one was the killed the original trilogy. That the Palpatine saga would be less, but that's fair. Okay, so we'll talk about the Emperor. One of the major issues I had, other than the main premise of the film, is about the Emperor. And I want to ask you a question just so we're on the same page. How would you describe Emperor or Senator Palpatine throughout the first 6 films? So from Phantom Menace to Return of the Jedi, how would you describe him? What are traits you would use?
He is evil to the core. He's cunning behind the scenes. He tricked all the Jedi and the Sith and made them all work for him. And he one-upped everybody and decided to get power. Blah, blah, blah. And he tricked the strongest Jedi in the world, who is not the strongest Jedi anymore, because we've seen feats that are way stronger than what he's completed. But he completed the strongest Jedi at the time. To become his servant.
You say trick. I want to use the word. He's very manipulative.
Yeah.
He also has he's very strong in seeing the future. You would agree upon that?
Yeah.
Would you say that he's very strong in whatever the force of what he has?
He has a lot of high metachlorian count.
You would agree upon this?
Yes.
Okay. So he is very calculated. Would you agree upon that? You said cunning. That. That's cunning and calculated. Same thing.
I said that.
Oh, did you say calculated? I'm sorry.
Cunning and calculated.
Yeah. So
listen to me. I'm hurt.
So in the first 6 films, what's his ultimate goal?
His ultimate goal is supreme power, baby.
Okay, perfect. So he's brought back in this movie. What is his goal exactly?
Supreme power.
Is it, or because I watching this movie, it looked to me like his main goal was to get his granddaughter to kill him,
so he could take her over and have supreme power.
No, that the Sith would take her over, not.
No, he's like, if you strike me down, I'll take over and you'll be.
No, you'll have all my power. You'll have the Sith live in you. He's all the Sith, remember?
Yeah, and the Sith would take. I thought he was gonna take her body over. It wasn't clear what his plan was.
Good, thank you. No idea. No idea his plan. That's exactly how I would view it. No clue.
But I just assumed he wanted to take over her body.
I assumed he was done. I'm like he was out with the old, in with the new. My assumption was he wanted a successor. That's what he was looking for. A new person to take over for him because he was too weak. Because at the end, when he realizes that Rey and Ben are a dyad in the Fourth, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
He reheals himself and be like, oh, I don't need you anymore. Now I'm good, right? So I feel like he wanted to give up. He was like out with the old in with the new. It's like, I've been hiding for 35 years. Now it's time for a new person to take over. That's how I viewed it.
Yeah. And how did he survive?
Oh, that's a good question. We'll
Doesn't
talk about that
explain
later.
Anyways, how they focused on more thing and not really explaining how he lived.
So here's what we figure out.
Death Star blowing up.
This is what we know about the Emperor. We find out he was in charge of Snoke.
He created Snoke, apparently. It's
He created-
not clear, but
He was in charge. He was the master of the apprentice, right?
from what it said, it kind of seemed like Snoke was like
Running things for him.
a
Conduit for him.
from him. he
So
was
okay.
like-
Now here's the question for you. Snoke wanted to turn Rey, correct?
yeah,
Then he ordered Kylo to kill her, correct?
yeah,
Okay. The Emperor also wants Kylo to kill Rey, correct?
yeah.
But really, the Emperor doesn't want Kylo to kill Rey.
Yeah, I think it was to train Rey to become stronger. But
So here's the question, though: if maybe I'm really confused with this, so bear with me. If Snoke if the Emperor is behind Snoke, why would Snoke want to kill Rey if the Emperor doesn't want Rey dead?
who knows? I don't have a good answer for you. Maybe it's to train her to be stronger.
It is a major contradiction, though, right? I'm not crazy here. It's a major contradiction. Again, this shows that J.J. Abrams, Ryan Johnson, not on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We also know that Rey's parents are killed by Palpatine.
Yes.
Okay. Now, on the moment of his triumph, he's about to take control of the galaxy again. He's about to emerge. He is going to give his final order, which he names his new fleet, to Rey. Correct? Am I reading this correctly?
Yeah.
Why?
He didn't want to give it to her anymore because he had the
No.
power.
Why does he want to give it to her initially?
Because she's a Palpatine.
Then why kill your own son?
Because he's a weak little punk boy.
Oh boy.
They didn't explain how he had a son anyways.
That
Doesn't have a kid.
Wouldn't the kid have the power?
Yeah, right.
That's a great question. Wouldn't the kid? Dave's asking why would the kid? I agree. Wouldn't the kid have the power?
Apparently, Force skipped some generations.
Oh, because it skipped Luke and Leia were skipped by it. That makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah.
Right.
Also, if the Emperor senses everything, why doesn't he sense the whole Last Jedi arc of Rey and Palpatine being able to, Rey and Ben being able to talk to each other in the Force?
Well, he didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you can sense all of this. I mean, this played out already too, right? Rey was already given the choice. She was given a choice in the second movie. She chose the light. She already chose the light. What did the Emperor do that was going to be so different? What was he going to offer that was any different than what Snoke offered?
Lightning powers.
Oh, lightning. She already had the lightning
Ultimate
powers.
lightning powers. Did you see his lightning,
Oh,
though? It
boy.
was very blue and very large.
More importantly with the Emperor, doesn't he bloody learn? Literally exactly what happened in Return of the Jedi. Every mistake he makes in Return of the Jedi, he makes again in Rise of Skywalker.
Not really, because you know what he did? Instead of him falling down the ravine, he threw Kylo Ren down the ravine. He got a little bit of revenge against Darth Vader. He's
Okay,
like, screw you, Darth Vader. Screw your grandson.
He underestimates the rebels. He only has one device that's going to control the entire fleet. He has a fleet of thousands and thousands of Star Destroyers, but only one thing to stabilize them.
Well, that's because it's like the way to get to the planet is really hard.
So why not make 6 of these in case someone would destroy one?
Yeah, well, honestly, the planet they had was stupid to take it down anyway, so...
That's not relevant. The point is, you'd think he'd learn. He made one Death Star... Sorry, he made 2 Death Stars with one easy way to blow them up.
Yeah.
So could you not figure like, oh, you know what? Maybe it's better. These rebels, if I only make one of these small things to destroy, the rebels can destroy it. But if I make like 6 of them that have the same function, it would be harder for the rebels to destroy my entire fleet.
Yeah.
Okay, just so we're clear. He also lets Rey, live. Like you say, he throws Kylo or Ben in the ravine, he just lets Rey stay there.
Yeah.
You can kill me, Rey. I'm just whatever. Do your thing.
Well, he wasn't counting that Rey had 2 lightsabers. He
Oh,
thought
yeah.
She only had one, so he thought he could beat her. But the fact that she had 2 was a game changer, and he wasn't ready.
Oh boy.
That's really what happened in the fight, which is so stupid.
Oh my god. Like, he's so, like, don't get me wrong, I agree that if anyone who is listening who's a big Star Wars fan, the one comment about Palpatine that we didn't talk about, he is very confident and very arrogant. Yeah. Absolutely. But there's something to be said about that. He already had that moment of arrogance. Here's the problem with this entire movie. What happens to him, that overestimating and doing all the stupid things he does in 4, 5, and 6, or well, 4 and 6, 5 things go his way, but he does that. He tries to turn someone, it fails. What's going to be different this time?
She's a Palpatine and not a Skywalker.
Oh yeah,
that changes. You got dark side.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Dark side out.
But what he wants to do to this girl is he wants her, the whole ceremony is for her to take a lightsaber and to kill him. Yeah. And that would transfer spirit into her.
I don't know how that works.
That's how does this work? She's clearly going to kill him because she wants to use the power to save the rebellion. That's the only reason she's going to do it. He basically says to her, if you kill me, you can control my power. He knows she's going to use it for good, right?
Yeah.
So does he just become does anyone who kill him get that power?
Who knows?
Because the whole thing of now again, my Star Wars is only as good as what I see on screen. So if it's not in the movies and it's not in the TV shows, I don't really know. So I don't know any of what's in the books. But from what I've been told, that the way a Sith works is the apprentice is always trying to kill the master to become the master.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're clear on this.
Power though.
So if anyone kills a Sith, they become the Sith master.
Yeah.
So if in episode 3, when Mace Windu is about to kill the Emperor, would he get all of the Sith stuff in him?
No, because he defeated him.
So wait, but wouldn't Rey be trying to defeat him so she can save her? I don't understand how this works, is basically what I'm saying. I don't know, is this a nitpick? Am I nitpicking here, or is this a major thing? Because, like, how does this work? You're telling me that Rey is supposed to kill him to become him, ? But how does that work? It's never explained. I don't understand what's going on.
They probably, I guess he chooses to give it to her, but honestly, it's not even, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really.
It makes zero sense. We can agree upon this.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a nitpick to this story, or do you think this is a major plot hole?
It's a little bit of nitpick because it's kind of.
But isn't the whole plot? This is the entire thing that the Emperor is trying to do, is to turn Rey to make another Sith. How is this not a major plot point? This is the villain's goal.
I know he had many goals that didn't make sense. There's the Rey thing. There was okay, you know what? Forget Rey. I'm gonna control the thing myself. And we got a little hand up from Jerry here.
I think this goes to when Obi-Wan gave his powers, which wasn't stated, but to sacrifice himself for Luke on the good side.
He doesn't give Luke powers.
It doesn't say that.
But he doesn't give Luke powers, so I don't think that works at all. In fact, if anything, we're trying to retcon this to now ruin the originals even more. Like why are we trying to make things happen? No, Obi-Wan became a Force ghost so he can mentor Luke. That's what it was for. He mentored him. We're getting comments from back there. Please not talk if you haven't seen the movie specifically. But when he's going to destroy the Death Star, he talks to him. Use the Force, Luke. Right? That mentoring that wouldn't exist. So it's not. There is a mentoring thing going around here. Let's not retcon the original trilogy here. Okay.
All right.
But anyways, if we can say that the Emperor had all these goals that don't make sense, how is that not a major plot hole?
Because in the grand scheme of things, he was going to get defeated anyway. Okay. So
great.
You know, right? The good guy always wins.
Yeah, great. All right, was it the right decision to bring back the Emperor?
No.
It's just not. It's just for nostalgic reasons, right? That's the only reason. It's brutal. This is the worst to me. Again, it just doesn't make any sense. All right, let's talk about Luke. if you want proof that Ryan Johnson and J.J. Abrams were not on the same side, there's no better way to look than at Luke's first sequence in this movie. And in The Last Jedi. For those of you who don't remember, in Last Jedi, Rey gives Luke a lightsaber. He takes the lightsaber and throws it down a hill. It's a piece of garbage, the lightsaber. In Rise of Skywalker, Rey's about to destroy the lightsaber. Luke, for some reason, as a Force ghost, can grab the lightsaber, grabs it and walks to Rey and says, a lightsaber is a Jedi's best friend. We should not be just doing anything bad to it. Is that not fair? A fair statement to show how different these people were how different these directors were?
But on that one, you can kind of I would allow because he kind of learned his lesson and he helped them at the end with his Force. I know it's stupid, but like he did help them at the end, so obviously he had a change of heart.
But the point is to show how these directors were not on the same page. This is a perfect scene to show they're not on the same page.
I guess fair enough. There's other scenes I think that would be better. I don't know if that one's the best one, but.
Oh, I think that's a great scene, but whatever. There might be better ones. And in this movie, we also find out that Luke was always on a mission to go to Exegol for whatever purpose, but apparently wasn't smart enough to figure it out.
That's in the Sith dagger?
Yes, something? He wasn't smart enough to figure out how to get there. Clearly, Rey is. Does Luke know the Emperor's alive?
I had no idea.
I have to believe
makes sense.
I have to believe yes, because otherwise, why would he want to go to Exegol himself?
Yeah.
So if he does believe that, question for you: why would he seclude himself? No, why would he seclude himself for 20, 30 years?
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah, that's about right.
See, that's what you'd mention that they're not seeing eye to eye because there's two totally different things that don't make sense.
I know,
of all,
but
Rey, your parents come from no one to. Rey, you're the granddaughter of a Palpatine. And to this, oh, Luke, you were secluded for 30 years, but also you were trying to search for the Emperor.
You're not wrong. I agree with you.
So that's better than the whole...
Well, I just... That's the first scene we see of Luke, which is why I use that as the scene. Everything about Luke is completely different. I agree with you. I'm not arguing at all what you're saying. I just want to use the very first scene on how they show Luke. I hate being a Jedi. Jedi is a great thing. And then everything else, agree with you as well. I just use the absolute first thing that we see.
Okay, fair enough.
What did you think of Force Ghost Luke, who can grab lightsabers and lift X-Wings out of the water?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like he's really dead, to be honest. I thought he died because he used too much of his Force power, but apparently he still has a great deal amount because he can lift X-Wings and lift stuff physically.
I hated it. It was absolute brutal. It made me want to vomit. I don't know what in this movie didn't make me want to vomit, but this is just another thing that did. So he knew that she's a Palpatine from the beginning, right? Did you like that he knew this? You kind of says it doesn't make sense because he said your parents were no one in the last movie.
Yeah. Well, no, that was Kylo Ren. But then again, if his parents was a Palpatine, it's weird that he didn't try to kill her. Luke, like I said, Luke, who saw the good in everybody, who saw the good in Darth Vader, decided that he should kill a child for having a little bit of a dark side in him. Luke, that saw the good in a guy that killed a bunch of children in the third movie and was a menace to the entire galaxy for years to come.
Killed a bunch of children, destroyed planets.
Yeah.
Yep.
Destroyed a planet in front of his sister's eyes.
Yep. His daughter's eyes.
In him. I was meant to Luke's sister.
Yeah. Well, his daughter as well.
Eye, right? So, so that never made sense to me, but whatever. That was the Ryan Johnson problem. This is on to J.J. Abrams.
Well, I just find it funny because, again, this is probably a nitpick, but again, I'm nitpicking plot because what else am I going to do? I view this movie as so many holes in the armor that little chinks can shatter it a little bit more. If he was so surprised with her connection with the dark side, wouldn't this make sense? Oh, you're connected. You went right to the dark side. Interesting. Maybe you shouldn't do that. He's like, how are you so connected to the dark side?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. And he pretended he didn't know who she was, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Didn't Yoda do the same thing?
I think he did actually. Now that, yeah, but I think that's again that this is a Lucas problem. Lucas did not realize in number 2. No, he would have known from the beginning. No,
Thing like, didn't Yoda just pretend to not know who he was? Like,
but he knew, but he pretended to know, but but when he left, he knew who he was.
Yeah,
That's my point, though. Like, he never knew.
true, fair enough.
Anyways, that leads me to Leia. I feel like Leia is a character that switched in all 3 movies. In Force Awakens, she was just a general. In Last Jedi, she had some Force sensitivity, right? She used the Force a little bit. In Rise of Skywalker, she's a Jedi Knight who's stronger than Luke Skywalker.
Stronger?
She beat Luke in the lightsaber battle. She bested Luke.
Just one. You can win, but if 9 times out of 10 he thinks he's gonna beat him 9 times.
I don't know.
That's just one fight, just to show. Oh yeah, she's a little strong. I don't think she's stronger.
Here's my problem with this Luke being. What do you think of Leia being a Jedi Knight first?
It could have worked if they had precedents for it in the first movie.
Thank you. If Luke's been gone for 25 years, why would she not be using Jedi stuff to be helping out the world? She's just being a general working in the shadows. She's a Jedi Knight. You're searching for Luke because you need help from a Jedi. Why are you using your Jedi power?
Well, we found out no one likes working for Leia, apparently, in this movie. We'll find out why soon when we get into the plot.
So I gathered, now this is just me, maybe I'm wrong, that she was stronger than Luke, or she bested him. If she is stronger than Luke, or even potentially can beat Luke, why doesn't she train Ben? She sends Ben to go to be Luke to be trained. Why doesn't she do it herself?
Because Luke's stronger.
Apparently. In Force Awakens, I think the whole thing is that I don't know. I just think
Leia's lightsaber.
Yeah, Leia has a lightsaber too. I just think that in this particular movie, okay?
Yeah.
What we get is something that was not developed in the last 2 even a little bit.
Yeah. No.
Leia is 3 different characters. You agree with that, right?
For the last 2 movies, yes.
Yes.
The first one, she kind of seemed similar to the other one, but we didn't really see much of Leia in the Force.
Well, she had no Jedi, no real Force power in the first one.
Yeah, because they never really didn't write her into it.
But she would have needed to use the Force power in the first. In the first one is when she should have been on that mission with Han and Chewie and Poe and Finn, right? She's a Jedi.
I think it would have been hinted at over here in Last Jedi.
Yeah.
If that was supposed to be the case.
Speaking of characters who are 3 different characters in 3 different movies, Poe. In the first movie, Force Awakens, he's this great pilot, best pilot in the galaxy. In Last Jedi, he's an asshole. In Rise of Skywalker, he's Han Solo.
Han Solo also doesn't really trust anybody.
Yeah, Han Solo. He's a spice rummer.
Yeah.
He's Han Solo. He has this past that he's hiding from everyone.
That no one hinted at it in the first 2 movies.
No, because he's 3 different characters.
There's a lot of things introduced that wasn't hinted at. Maybe it was in the comics or something like that.
Maybe. Is this a fair assessment of Poe that he's 3 different characters?
Yeah, no, that one kind of looked like 3 different characters. He's like, hey man, hey Finn, how you doing? Let's help you out. We're working together, and I love working with the team. In Force Awakens, Last Jedi, what? I don't agree with anything you say. Screw this. I'm doing my own thing, bro. And then Rise of Skywalker, I have a dark past. My past is so dark. He just ran spices. Like, oh, that's so bad, bro. This movie sucks.
Oh, but the best part is, in Last Jedi, he wasn't even in the inner circle when Leia gets injured. He's on the outs. In this movie, Leia dies, and you're the leader of the Resistance. Wait, what?
Yeah, well, Laura Dorn's character died.
Oh, so he was the 3rd in command. He was always, but it wasn't in the inner circle to be on the decision making.
The real leader of the rebellion is Lando Calrissian. So only people will listen to him.
Let's not even get started on Lando. All right, one more character I want to talk about. Finn, the uncompleted one. What the hell to do with Finn? In 7 and 8, he like leaves the First Order to join the Resistance. In this one, he's the absolute useless character.
Yeah.
The thing I'm gonna remember about Finn is as they're about to die on that first planet, he tells Rey, "There's something he's always wanted to tell you."
And he never tells her.
Wait, what? We never find anything out. Like that line's there for no reason.
Man, that line, I'm not gonna lie, everybody wants to know. Like, out of all the reviews, everyone keeps talking about, like, what did Finn want to tell Rey? There's a YouTube video, it's like, what Finn actually wanted to tell Rey. So I'm gonna give it a listen maybe later on.
In Force Awakens, he's in love with Rey. In Last Jedi, he's in love with Rose. In Rise of Skywalker, he's in love with Poe.
Sister. They try to put him with the sister. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's right. They did.
He's the Poe.
Lando's daughter.
The ladies' man. He's gonna, at the end of this trilogy, he's gonna start a Playboy mansion and just take all the women. It's gonna be called the Jabba the Hutt boy mansion.
So you agree? Finn's incomplete.
Oh no, that character wasn't really. I don't know what his arc was. He didn't even have an arc.
Don't have an arc at all. Okay, so let's just move into the plot now because we can
kill
just
him off.
The characters are garbage. Let's talk about the plot. What were your thoughts on the opening crawl?
Oh, the opening crawl? I guess it was what was it? The dead speaks in capital letters. I was like, oh, okay, this is where we're going here. And then they heard a bunch of things from Palpatine. You know, I liked the music though. That's about it.
Well, the music's fantastic. It's Star Wars. I hated it, as I did in most of this movie. I was stunned actually. I was the dead speak. I'm like, wait a minute. The whole point of the movie is over this trilogy was to kind of have the Emperor behind it all, but we're just supposed to accept that everyone knows the Emperor's alive.
Yeah, and the dead's been speaking for ages. We got Obi-Wan, Yoda, Qui-Gon Jinn. Like, Dead's been speaking.
Yeah,
that's nothing new.
That's so true. So what I don't understand though is this guy who's been living in the shadows his entire life, right? He was in the Senate talking to he was the chancellor, walking with Yoda, hiding in the shadows for decades. He only revealed himself when he had the power. In fact, he never actually revealed himself. Nobody knew he was the Emperor, right?
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, nobody knew he was Darth Sidious. So he never revealed himself, but it's just gonna be like, guys, I'm here. I'm here for everyone, just so you know, the Emperor's alive. I'm here, just so you want to know. I'm about 16 hours away from destroying the universe. That's your clock, so you guys are all ready. Just come and get me. 16 hours. All right, everyone good? We're all good? Yeah, okay, good.
How'd they figure that out again? That he was alive?
It's the crawl.
Oh.
The crawl say that, oh, the Emperor is alive, and everyone's wondering if it's true or not. Like, wait, what? Why is this a thing? How is this a thing? I tapped right here. This is if you want to know when I tapped in this movie, the crawl did it because it makes no sense. This is an unbelievable character contradiction for the guy who lives in the shadows just to announce to the world that he's alive.
Interested.
No? Am I overreacting?
A little bit.
Okay. Apparently I'm overreacting. I don't think I am, but so then the movie starts, and it's Kylo on a Wrath. He kills a bunch of people. He finds a Sith Wayfinder, takes it to go see Palpatine, and when he gets to Palpatine, just before he kills him, the Emperor says, "Hey, Kylo, by the way, I'm going to give you this entire fleet." What? What just happened?
Yeah, who knows? He maybe wants him to be the new Darth Vader.
Wait, I don't understand. Why did he just kill the Emperor and take the fleet?
Who knows? They're not going to wait for him. He had a bunch of people there, right? Remember? There were a bunch of people in the island sitting there at, like, his Sith temple.
Okay. So he's going to give him the fleet. All he has to do is one thing. Kill Rey. What?
Yeah.
What?
Kill Rey.
Why?
We went over this. We don't know why. It was just whatever.
Okay, but at this point, now, just between the two of you. So you're watching this movie in theaters Thursday night. This just happens. Palpatine basically says, I need you to kill Rey for me. Did you predict the entire movie from this moment?
No.
This is what I thought. I said
wasn't paying that much
clearly,
attention.
clearly he doesn't want Rey dead. I thought he was the daughter. That was my mistake. This is where I thought that was the thing. He was going to try to turn her. He was going to fail. He was then going to die. Also, I knew at this point Kylo was going to turn good for sure, and that he was going to die in the process of saving Rey because he's Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
That's what I thought at that point. How did I do?
Pretty good. Pretty accurate.
I was one mistake. Granddaughter, not daughter.
Yeah.
All right. So, mind boggled by the Emperor. Do not know what's going on. It's stupid. Resistance. We see the Millennium Falcon. They Poe and Finn and some of the other people. They're on a mission. There's apparently a spy in the First Order. Did you know who the spy was? Because
No.
I immediately knew it was Hux.
Yeah.
Immediately. I don't understand why Hux turned, though. Does it make sense to you?
Because he hates Kylo.
But it doesn't make any sense. He's all about the First Order. Like, that's his MO. His entire thing is, I'm First Order. He hates Kylo, so he wants to destroy the First Order. What? Where's your logic? Just kill Kylo.
Yeah, well, he said, he doesn't care about what happens in the war. He just wants Kylo to lose. That's his words. And Kylo didn't lose. Kylo did lose, though. His life.
So you're telling me no issue with Hux being the traitor, the spy?
No, my biggest issue was that he just gets replaced by a guy that's 100% just like him.
It
how
does.
He was in the first two movies, so I guess that's what happens.
But why did you turn? It doesn't make sense. You're the loyal. You're that guy.
Some people hate more than they try to.
And then he just gets shot. Oh, we found the spy. What about we talk about Star Wars has all these pointless deaths in this trilogy. Is this not another one of those freaking pointless deaths?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't like what you did, Rian Johnson. Psh, you're dead.
See you later, Hux.
What did you think of, like, to escape? They did the hyper jump, hyper.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I don't know. It was pretty interesting.
One of the stupidest things in the movie. That's just a ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy.
They did that in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, don't you remember?
Yeah.
Like, did all the hyper jumps?
Oh, yeah. I guess. Yeah, there's a lot of ripoff from a lot of Marvel movies.
Yeah. I thought it was stupid. You're not, the light speed doesn't work that way. We have a whole thing in A New Hope that tells you have to program the hyperdrive.
Yeah, but it's in the future, right? They might have figured out new technology, and then technology advances.
Okay. You guys can defend it. That's fine with me.
I'm not defending it.
So,
it's
right,
just,
it's
not that
so
big of a
stupid.
deal.
It's stupid. It's not a big deal. It's stupid. I don't know.
30 years in the future.
Oh boy, 35 years. But who's counting? Anyways, Rey's training, fighting the dark side. It's boring and predictable. And while she's training, Kylo's talking to her.
Yeah, this was established in the first one. That's the only thing that JJ actually acknowledged.
Yeah.
Which is the dumbest force power in the world.
So they find out that the Emperor's still alive and that there is a way to get to him. So they go on a mission to go find the Emperor in Exegol.
Yeah, a bunch of fetch quests.
And apparently, Luke knew about this the entire time. Rey sees this in one of his journals. So they go to Pisana, and they have 16 hours.
Yeah.
16 hours. Like, that makes this movie takes place over 16 hours. Does that make sense?
No.
It makes no sense.
They have to, because they have to travel to get the thing, to get
Why
the
not-
thing, to get the thing,
To get the
the
thing. And
to give the thing.
why not
And
go
they
to-
end up not needing to use the thing.
Why not just give him a week? Why not just give them a week? And then it makes a little bit more sense. Then you take your time through it.
Yeah. Well,
Why
I
are you
guess they
rushing?
wanted to create this as suspense.
Oh yeah, it was suspenseful. It was suspense in how much of my food I could keep into my stomach while I was watching the movie. So the first planet they go to, Pisana, they get into some trouble. But Lando's there. Apparently he's been watching out on that planet for these guys to show up. He's been there the whole time. He came with Luke and never left when Luke left.
No, didn't they say Leia sent him a message
Yeah,
to meet him?
sure, that's what happened. He's been off the grid for so long, but Leia keeps in touch. He's been all this. In the last movie, they were desperate for help, needed someone to come and pick him up. No, I'm not there for you, but now I am. Yeah, that makes sense.
Life.
Yeah. He also tells us he'll never fly again. Yeah, my flying days are over. Sure they are, buddy. Sure they are. This is my believing face. Yeah. If you listen to us on the podcast, I'm smiling because nobody believed him. He was coming back. He was coming back to fly the Millennium Falcon, and everyone in the theater knew it. So, they find this dagger with Sith writing on it. And apparently, C-3PO, he can read Sith. But is not allowed to tell anyone that he can read Sith. Because apparently, the Senate, years and years and years ago, banned Sith from...
Sith language.
Banned the Sith language. So, my question is, how did he learn the language? He was created by Anakin Skywalker in a time period where the Sith language was banned. So how did C-3PO learn a language that doesn't exist? That's been extinct.
I don't know. He knows lots of languages. He
But-
knows Anakin. He knows languages that Anakin. I'm
You're
100% sure
you're
doesn't
right,
know.
but Anakin probably programmed him to learn new languages. I agree with you. I agree with your premise. But the thing is, the Sith language is dead. It's been extinct. It's been banned. There's nowhere to read it. So how did he learn it? He was programmed to learn new languages. How did he learn it? That's my question.
What's it called? I don't know. I just figured he was a robot.
This here is clearly designed to push the plot forward, to take us to the next planet. Anyways, Kylo arrives and the First Order. And Kylo and Rey have a force fight. Chewie gets taken.
He's killed.
Rey accidentally destroys the ship, quote unquote, killing Chewie. How does someone so strong in the Force not feel Chewie's not dead?
I don't know.
Like, I mean,
He's not force sensitive.
Force sensitive.
You have to be force sensitive to feel their life force even.
But she's whatever. Okay, sure. You really think that's what it is?
Yeah.
She's
Hasn't that been
clearly
established?
Force sensitive.
No, I meant like the other person has to be force. She was not strong in the force. She's not force sensitive.
She feels him on the next planet. She feels him on the Star Destroyer. That's why on the next planet she feels him on the Star Destroyer. That's why they go to the Star Destroyer. That your premise doesn't make any sense.
Oh, well, then
Why does it when she's closer? The ship was closer to him. Why when she feel? Oh, you know what? I don't know.
All right.
She uses Force lightning to destroy quote unquote Chewie's ship.
Yeah.
Clearly a Palpatine.
I guess I didn't even take that in. I was like, oh, I guess.
Second planet, we get Poe's backstory and his old crew. And of course the C-3PO quote unquote sacrifice. How pointless was this entire planet?
Well, the whole entire C-3PO plot was pointless.
This entire planet to see Poe's old crew buddies was pointless too. What did they do for the plot?
Nothing.
Exactly. So useless. Waste of our lives.
Fetch the thing to get the thing to get the thing.
You must know he's getting his memories back too, right?
Yeah, they mentioned it with R2-D2.
Yeah, I know. It makes no sense. Why waste our time? This is twice in 20 minutes we're expected to believe that one character's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
And they're both fake outs.
I know.
You find out Chewie's alive like 5 minutes after. Well, not even like a minute after the thing blows up.
Yeah, oh, Chewie's alive because anyone believed it for a second. You didn't believe it for a second.
Well, what's it called? Han Solo died.
Yeah, but Han Solo had contractually put in that he needed to die if he came in another movie.
Yeah.
So I think everyone knew. That wasn't a surprise to anyone. So they go to the Star Destroyer. The heroes go there to save Chewie, because at this planet, Rey can feel Chewie, but she couldn't before. They have no difficulties, but eventually are captured. But instead of being killed right away, they get taken to a place to be killed.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. Hux saves them for some reason. They escape. I again don't have any idea. Did you like any of the Star Destroyer sequences? Between those, not between Rey.
No, it was okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
So Rey, while Finn and Poe are saving Chewie, Rey is in Kylo's quarters, and
It's a long distance.
they have
lightsaber
a long distance lightsaber battle. Did you like this sequence? They have the ability to fight a lightsaber battle from a Star Destroyer to a planet.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Thank you. Okay. I hated it.
That whole power, everything to do with that force, like long distance traveling bullcrap, is the worst.
Yep. Kylo tells her the truth, that she is the granddaughter of Palpatine. Oh, I was so close. Moreover, that Palpatine killed her parents. What do you think of making Rey the granddaughter?
I don't know, because you can't say, well, it's because it's pretty much to one-up Warren Johnson. That's what.
This is retcon 101.
Yeah.
Thought parents were nobodies. That's what everyone said. Son of the Emperor.
But we never said grandparent.
But here's the thing. That's not true, because the son of the Emperor is the next Emperor.
Yeah.
So you're literally a someone. You're third in line to the throne.
Yeah.
Does he only have one kid, the Emperor, do you think?
I don't know. You can have multiple, I guess. Now that we think about it.
No.
It's never was explained.
We'll see more Palpatine. So, in Last Jedi, she was made to not have lineage and make her own path in the Force. That was their whole thing. Mm-hmm. Not anymore. What are your thoughts on Palpatine killing his own child?
Why not? He's a Sith. All they care about is power.
I agree. I agree with that statement. But what's your purpose of doing it to begin with, right? It's not like he's after your power.
He wanted the daughter, right? But they weren't going to give him the daughter, so it's like, okay, I'll just kill you then.
But
and
then
take
what?
The daughter from you.
But you knew where the daughter was, so why not just,
Well, no one knew she was on Jakku.
But he can sense everything. He knew she was on Jakku. He says it to her.
Oh, then that's stupid.
Thank you. All right. So that takes us to Kefber, the second or the third planet that we get to. And it's where the second Death Star is laid to rest. Is this not a what the bleeping hell going on, is it? How could the Death Star be in an ocean? Isn't the Death Star the size of a planet?
It's not the
a moon,
Death Star,
sorry.
It's just its wreckage.
But it was of the whole top part of it. That it was.
Yeah, well, maybe this planet's bigger.
You could see it all from the. Oh, come on, Xavier.
This is a nitpick.
Okay,
come on, man. Like, who cares if the Death Star's in the ocean?
But it's so stupid. But it's just literally there for nostalgia. Look, you go into the Death Star. It doesn't make any sense.
The way the Death Star is in the old movies, they make it seem a lot bigger than it is.
So Dave is saying that they make the Death Star seem bigger. Yet, when we're watching the first movie and they make their run into the Death Star, it's like literally they're in the little portal going through it for like 2 minutes. So you want to explain to me how that works?
Yeah, but it's a freaking X-wing. And obviously, the ships are going to be bigger. And Imperial Star Destroyers.
But no, what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, if Luke is making his run and he's traveling through the Death Star for 2 minutes, that should mean it's ginormous.
Yeah, it's ginormous, but not bigger than a planet.
It's the size of a moon.
And planets are bigger than moons.
Thank you.
Planets are bigger than moons. See,
but like I'm talking, like it's the size of our moon. Like our moon wouldn't fit in our ocean.
We're going way too long into this.
All right, sure, I'll move on. But I think that's a very good point. So there's apparently a wayfinder in there, but it's too dangerous because there's these huge waves going anywhere. They're gonna go in the morning, and they only have 8 hours left. So by that time, the Emperor will have done all of his stuff. So far, only 8 hours have passed on 3 planets. Or, sorry, 2 planets and a Star Destroyer. We meet a bunch of characters that are like Finn. Apparently, the Force convinced them to leave, because the Force makes you do that. Do you like that the Force can just make people not be,
evil?
I
don't know how they needed to explain that better. It could have been good if
I like it. They have a conscience better. I thought that was a better right to the story. But Rey doesn't want to wait, so she just takes off. Finn follows. So Rey and Finn both make it to this Death Star. Does that work for you?
Well, Finn found this little long thing that's attached to the wall. I guess that's what he used to get there. And that's what Kylo Ren landed on to get to where he was Rey did the stupid way and just go over the waves. So there was this long extended arm that you could walk on.
No, I meant they had to go through the water to get there.
Did you? I feel like it was attached to the.
No, remember they had to go through the water. They both took a ship to get
Finn
there.
and
Yeah.
I didn't see Finn's ship. I only saw Rey's.
Well, if there was a walkway, why wouldn't they all take it? Why would they wait until morning?
Because they didn't know.
They didn't know. Oh, then when they found out there was a walkway, why didn't they bring everybody? Oh yeah, because that makes sense. So Rey, I think it makes sense, but she climbs up to to where Luke and Vader fought, and Vader killed the Emperor, quote unquote. And there's a wayfinder there. Rey fights herself. Did you like that? Because I thought that was stupid.
Oh yeah, she does fight herself. The evil version of herself?
Yes.
Oh yeah, in the darkness.
Yeah.
You know the classic. It's the classic thing. Rey didn't Luke fight himself as well?
Yeah, but that was in like where the planet of which planet?
I'd argue there's a strong
Dag-
force
Dagobah.
powers with the Death Star. Because two very powerful force users died there.
Oh, 3.
Well, one. Who's 3?
Oh, sorry, died there. I thought you were there. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
1. Okay.
Well, one technically. 2.
So Kylo arrives and he destroys the Wayfinder. They have this lightsaber battle, which I think is the only cool sequence in the entire film.
That's the best sequence in the film. That fight was so beautiful, and so I'm not gonna lie, it's probably my favorite part of the movie. It's beautiful. She just did the whole movie of that.
Okay. As Kylo wins the fight, Leia says the word Ben, and he takes he stops for a second, and then Rey stabs Kylo. Leia dies. Rey heals Kylo, so he doesn't die. And then the Falcon, Rey steals Kylo's ship, and then the Millennium Falcon is apparently there to bring Finn away. So I guess if the Falcon was 30 minutes away from being ready, why wasn't the plan always just to fix the Falcon and fly to the Death Star?
Plot.
No, sorry, thank you. They wanted to have the fight sequence, and they needed to do it. Good. Why was Leia's death so pointless?
I love how he just assumed that I thought it was pointless, which I did.
It was pointless. Like it's not. It's just absolutely pointless.
She pulled the same thing Luke did. Except
Yep.
it was much worse. He just
Much worse.
telepathically said Ben and then just dies. I was like, okay.
Why does Rey heal Kylo?
Because she loves him. Spoiler alert. She wants to have his babies.
Yeah, I think it's just
She
plot.
wants to sit under the tree in KISSING
So Kylo,
in front of the Emperor.
yeah. Kylo gets up, and then, spoiler alert, the big moment, Han Solo's there. Yay, nostalgia.
That didn't make sense why he was there.
Yeah, it doesn't at all.
You want to know what people are saying it is, which makes it
Force
pretty
Ghost?
dumb? Not even know. Han's not Force
Okay,
sensitive.
good. Well,
It's all in
I've heard people
Kylo's-
say that in his
It's
head.
all in Kylo's head.
Yeah.
So he's imagining talking with his
Yep.
father.
Yep.
And
So-
he never says sorry for stabbing you in the freaking head.
No, not it.
It's in the chat.
And then he's like, and then we
Never
get the
imagines
nostalgic Empire line. He's like, I need to tell you something, and he's just like, I know. Like it's supposed to say, I love you. I know.
Yeah.
So he takes his lightsaber, he throws it in the water, and
That's
then
the best one. He could have just turned to blue.
look, this should not have happened. I know it's foreshadowed. I know it is, but this is not the way. Leia says Ben, and he has he's just gonna turn. When she almost dies in Last Jedi, he doesn't turn then. Why now? It's a waste to me. Vader's made sense. The Emperor told Vader that Luke would not die, that Luke would become his apprentice. And then Vader watches his son be tortured right in front of him. That makes sense to turn. This is a complete letdown. This is the guy who killed his own father and responsible for his mother's death becomes the good guy by hearing the name Martha. Sorry, wrong movie. I meant to say Ben. Sorry. Oops. That's a different movie. sorry. Oops.
Martha.
No.
Ben.
No. That you don't no?
No, not for me.
You're fine with that?
Oh no, it's whatever.
Martha? I mean, sorry, Ben.
No, he just stopped. It hesitated.
Do we not
He's
remember, like in the last movie, in Last Jedi, like literally Leia almost died, and he's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna kill Snoke and become like the leader of the First Order and kill all of everyone." Yeah.
Surprised you didn't have a thing about Kylo Ren and everything like that, because that character is probably the most weirdest designed character.
Oh, he's absolutely pointless. They try to make him Vader, but he's not. But again, 3 rewrites. It doesn't make sense. He hears the name
He has 3
Ben,
different...
and he turns his
He has 3 different like characters.
Yeah, you're right.
It would have been better if they showed him struggling with being bad and good at that thing, and at the same time, they don't really show that. It's only shown in the first movie.
But you have the potential to turn in number 1. You have the potential to turn in number 2. He's beyond saving now. It's not like Vader was going to. It's not like Vader had the option to turn in 1 and 2. He had the option to turn in 3, and he turns.
I don't know. If you ask me, Vader's more beyond saving than Kylo.
But he's not.
But Vader's done.
No, he's getting whatever he's done. No, listen, okay. Is just as bad. He destroyed a planet in Force Awakens. He's got everything. He does
Vader's
everything.
Destroyed 3 planets, and he killed children. Killed little kids with his bare lightsaber.
So did Kylo. And that's who all of the Jedi. He killed all of the little Jedi. With Luke, remember? That's why Luke went and escaped. He killed all children.
Not children.
Some of them were children. Anyways, we're moving beyond that. So it's stupid. It's pointless. It doesn't make any sense. So Rey is going to go to Exegol, but there's no resistance to her. The Emperor welcomes her arriving. Apparently, he doesn't want her dead. It was all
It was all a ploy to get her to do this.
Which makes again no sense, because what if Kylo had one? He talked to the Emperor already. But one question about this: who are all the people that are around the Emperor?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know either.
They're just satanic worshippers. Like, yeah, it's the dark side,
so
bro.
The resistance plan is this: Lando and the Falcon are going to get to the galaxy to get help. Poe and Finn are going to lead the resistance, and when they arrive, they find 1,000 Star Destroyers, and they're like 30 ships. So, thoughts on the choice to be that outnumbered?
I don't know. I guess they're trying to do a little whole Lord of the Rings vibe, 300 Sparta. 300 Spartans did better than these guys.
Yeah. Okay, what did you dislike or like about this space fight sequence? I'll let you have.
I didn't like anything.
I didn't either, but is there anything specifically you didn't like?
Let's see. I don't know. The fact that they had freaking Tauntauns charge on a Star Destroyer, that is the dumbest thing in the world. It was funny, like, before this, I was discussing with my coworker, and he's like, man, this movie looks really bad, because he saw, like, the trailer on the TV. He's like, I don't know if I'm correct or not, but I saw a Tauntaun on a Star Destroyer. Does that make sense to you? Like, why would they send in Tauntauns when you have freaking ships to shoot down the damn the relay thing, instead of using, like, they got so close that they could land Tauntauns. Why not just have a ship shoot it down if the ship could get that close?
I just don't understand that if they're on there, why didn't they just rise into the top of the atmosphere to suffocate them?
Yeah, rise or suffocate them, or tilt it. My one podcast I listened to, like, just tilt it to the side and just jump.
I would have done that too, but I think
so
the easier thing is just to go up into space. And, like, I thought, when I initially watched the movie, I thought they were already in space.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are they breathing out there? But apparently they weren't high enough. So just go a little bit higher into the atmosphere. I mean, it was pretty black. It pretty much looked like outer space.
Yeah, it was, like, all dark. I think it's just a dark planet.
Oh my god. I thought it was all bad.
And then Finn tried to sacrifice himself again, and it didn't work. Like, how many times does Finn have to try and sacrifice himself?
Once a movie. But that's all bad. That's not the worst part about it. That is bad. The worst scene is the endgame sequence. Oh. That's right. Star Wars tried to pull an endgame. So, basically, they look like they're done. But don't you worry. Poe's like, oh, it's over. Don't you worry. Lando went around the galaxy, brought in thousands of ships. I mean, they weren't there in Last Jedi when they called for him. They weren't there in Return of the Jedi when they called for them.
Well, I told you, man.
Why now?
People don't listen to Leia. They listen to Lando.
What about in the first one, in Return of the Jedi, when Leia wasn't in charge? They don't listen to Admiral Akbar?
They don't listen to them either.
It's just not believable.
Lando's the one that leads. He's the real leader.
Lando was only gone for like half an hour.
Yeah.
How did he do it? It doesn't make any sense.
Technology.
It's stupid. It was one of the. It would have been the worst scene in the movie, except for a scene that's coming up. So, Ben. Now he's not going by Kylo anymore. He's Ben again. Ben Solo. He arrives to help Rey. He encounters the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, the most useless characters in the entire.
Who the hell are the Knights of Ren?
The axe guy. The scythe guy, and I don't know, still useless. All they did was capture Chewie and then get killed.
Yeah. So this is supposed to be his redemption, right? Killing the Knights of Ren.
Yeah.
He's pretty much useless in this fight. However, Rey is going to transfer the second lightsaber that Luke said for her to bring to Kylo, and now he has a lightsaber. He's going to kill all of the Knights of Ren and then go help Rey. And then when he gets to Rey, the Emperor's like, "Oh, you're a dyad in the Fourth." What the hell's a dyad?
They're friends. The connection is so strong that they can overcome everything. So together, Ben and Rey are the strongest that's ever been.
Did you like the fact that they used a fourth dyad? I didn't particularly like it.
No.
So
Screw it.
the Emperor is going to use this fourth dyad to heal himself, and now he's going to like, "Oh, see you later, Ben Solo. You're dead. Throw you down a ravine." And then he just lets Rey just sit there and do nothing.
How's that treat you?
And then he starts using
35 years to do this to you, Ben.
And then he uses his lightning power to attack only the ships in the Resistance.
Yeah. Surprised it didn't have a reaction. Like, if one of those ships goes down and crashes into one of them and accidentally shoots a Death Star blast at another ship, that could have gone really bad.
And then we get the worst scene in the film. So Rey is just sitting there, and then every
Endgame
old
ripoff, too.
Jedi speaks. There's a line from all of them. Both Obi-Wan Kenobis, Anakin Skywalker, Luke.
A couple of characters from the TV shows.
Characters from the TV shows.
Ahsoka
All of them.
Tano.
Get up. We're all with you. We're here. Yoda talks. And then Palpatine sees her get up. Oh, Mace, absolutely. And then Palpatine says, "I am all of the Siths." And then the worst line of the film, Rey says, "I am all of the Jedi." And then he grabs two lightsabers and pushes the lightning
The X
lightsaber and pushes it all the lightning back to the Emperor, and the Emperor just
The
died.
Emperor should learn this. This happened to him when he fought Mace Windu.
I think look,
One lightsaber.
I'm a fan of cheese. I love cheesy, but I thought this was horrible. If the Jedi could do this, why wouldn't they do it for Luke in Return of the Jedi? Hell, why wouldn't they do it for when the Emperor was at any point with the Emperor?
Who knows?
It just doesn't make any sense, right? Like, is that like that's a big thing?
Yeah, I guess Yoda's pretty weak.
Yeah.
Of course.
Anyways,
he has the third most metachlorian count.
Yeah, whatever. So Rey dies after doing this, but don't worry, Ben climbs out of the ravine. He doesn't die. He climbs out of that ravine, and then he brings her back to life using the Force. Rey awakens. They kiss. He dies.
And he's a Force ghost.
More vomit from me. How about you?
Yeah, so technically Rey's the most powerful metachlorian user in the galaxy.
Like, the Force can resurrect people. Like, I mean, the first thing that Rey does is make out with Kylo, too. Like,
she loved him. They loved each other forever. You know, that's why their Force bond was so strong. They wanted to make the strongest Force beings.
Excuse me. I'm going to vomit some more.
That'd probably be the most powerful.
After this, we got a celebration, and then the finale, Rey goes back to Tatooine. She brings Luke and Leia's lightsaber. She buries them. She has her own yellow lightsaber. Yay. Calls herself Rey Skywalker. I wanted to vomit. How about you?
It was good.
You liked it?
Oh, no, never mind. That's the wrong thing. No, I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
But I was okay with the yellow lightsaber. There's precedence in old games. It was for I think it's for the users that use
it becomes
dark
the color
side and the light side at the same time.
I agree. I have no problem with the yellow lightsaber. I just the Rey Skywalker.
Yeah. I really wish they had users like they had so man. This is such a rich universe. And have a user that uses both the dark and the light side of the Force. You know?
Well, what everyone thought initially with Mace, right? That's why Mace could fight against the Emperor, because he had dark in him. He that's why his lightsaber was purple, right? Yeah. It was it was blue or green for the longest time, and that purple was the concept was he acted on the dark side a little bit. I hated it. I hated this movie from start to finish. But what was the worst moment for you?
The worst moment was that Tauntaun scene.
I think it's the I'm all the Jedi.
Yeah.
I really did. Would you agree this is an exact rehash of the original trilogy?
Yeah.
Why did Disney allow this to happen?
Because they want to sell toys. And still making money. So no matter what, even though you don't like it, it's still making money. So are they going to learn from their mistake? No, they're not.
What were your thoughts on all the death fakes that we had in this? The Emperor, we had a death fake. We had a death fake of Kylo. We had 2 death fakes of Kylo. We had a C-3PO death fake, a Chewie death fake, and an Rey death fake. How did you find all the death fakes?
I don't know. It's cheesy.
It's ridiculous.
But after the third one, you're like, okay, this guy's not really dead. I was half thinking when Kylo died that he was going to be a death fake. He's like, oh, actually, I'm a Force ghost, and the Luke sacrificed all his Force ghost powers to bring me back to life.
Why did we get an explanation how the Emperor survived?
Because we needed to see the scene of them of C-3PO and find about Poe's backstory about how he's a spice runner.
Like, how do you think he survived? Literally, he fell down a tunnel, which, let's say we agree that he can survive that. 2 minutes later or 5 minutes later, the Death Star exploded. How did he survive that?
He's also electrocuted after falling down the tunnel, too. And then the Death Star exploded. Right. And then he lived through all that. You know what he did? He probably sold his soul to the devil.
Baby Yoda healed him.
Baby Yoda.
Well, that's what I thought from Mandalorian. I only have a couple more questions for you. What are your thoughts on having 1,000 Death Stars that are all planet killers?
You mean Imperial Star Destroyers that are planet killers?
What did I say? Death Stars?
Death Stars, yeah.
Sorry. 1,000 Imperial Destroyers.
Fan of Star Wars doesn't know what the ships are
Sorry,
called.
I'm really frustrated.
Fake fan.
What do you think of 1,000?
Star Wars is dead.
1,000 Star
Destroyers. Gotta still know it.
1,000 Star Destroyers with planet killing capabilities. What are your thoughts on that?
That's OP. But that's probably, realistically, that's probably where they were going to be headed anyways. Like, that makes more sense. It's more, you can travel faster with it, go from planet to planet, instead of having a giant, big death ball that everybody knows.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't spend all that. Like, I've got two comments to this. Number one, the crystals that are used for the Death Star, we find out in Rogue One, are the lightsaber crystals, right?
Yeah.
And they're very rare and hard to find.
Yeah.
So how did they get enough for 1,000 ships? Number two.
Used the Force.
Yeah, maybe. Number 2, here's the thing. Instead of building 1,000 Star Destroyers that are easy to kill, why not just build one Death Star now that everyone thinks you're dead that's indestructible?
Because it's not indestructible.
Well,
Nothing's indestructible.
Well, that's the thing, right? They made that little flaw in the original Death Star. Why not just make the original Death Star without that flaw? Yeah, they have all the plans for it.
What if some guy just goes in and just, hacks and makes it blow itself up? Because it does. There's no way it's going to be indestructible because it has a huge chemical reaction.
I guess.
And it's gigantic. It's better to build more ships. They're more fast and mobile.
I guess. I don't know. I just thought 1,000. I didn't like the 1,000 Death Stars. Or Death Stars, Star Destroyers. Sorry,
with Death Star capabilities.
I didn't like it. It just is too.
Darth Vader. Rise.
So the most useless character in this trilogy, who would you give it to?
I don't know. Poe, Finn.
Can I challenge you with one?
Leia.
No.
Luke.
Maz Kanata.
Oh, that one with the eyes.
Yeah, she was in all 3 movies and completely useless.
And she gave the lightsaber.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It's more useful than what Finn's ever done. Finn went on an entire adventure in the second one and it didn't end up being nothing. So I'm pretty sure Finn...
It might be Finn too.
What happened to the Jedi in that last movie?
No, I don't care. I'm glad they didn't bring that up.
Or the
Can-
force sensitive people.
Yeah.
I think it was just a hint or something.
Yeah,
I don't
please.
know.
That was
The
like,
force is in all of us.
No,
There's
God,
always
no.
a cheesy line at the
Yeah.
end of these movies.
can the Force just do anything though? Are we at the point where the Force is just like, because Rey acted like a god in this movie?
Apparently.
Can it do everything? And are you okay with that? Like, we're at the point, like, I know the Star Wars lore that you can heal people. Like, you can't bring people back to the dead. That was pushing it too far.
No, you can't if you're a Sith.
No, even the Sith can't. The Sith can't heal themselves.
Yeah. You know what's funny though? Because like this is a thing I learned in the podcast is the Sith are so obsessed with finding infinite life is because there's no afterlife for them. So there's no such thing as a Sith Force ghost or anything. So it's kind of weird that the Sith all live in Palpatine, because technically the Sith don't have an afterlife. Versus
I love more criticism to this movie.
and then for the Jedi, so that's why the Sith are obsessed with trying to bring back to life, whereas the Jedi are okay with it because they can have Force ghosts and everything. There's an afterlife for Jedi. There's no afterlife if you're a Sith.
So yeah, it's good. It's a really good point. I love it. But I just feel like we're at the point where it just could do too much. Like,
Yeah.
I think the biggest criticism of the original trilogy and even the prequels that we don't see the Force in action enough, right?
Yeah, but we didn't have the technology for it.
That's true too. But now I think we've gone the other way. I think we've seen it do too much.
Yeah, like you've seen a lot of good what's his face Darth Vader scenes, like to see how, like, you don't really see how powerful he is in the movies, but in the comics and games
and that's the thing I try to tell like some of my Star Wars buddies, like, watching this movie, to me, Rey is the strongest Jedi, and they're like, oh no, the other ones are stronger. I'm like, yeah, but here's the thing, we didn't see it, and I know this is nitpicking, and I know this is what it is, but like, if you're going to make them so strong, make another movie with Yoda or something and show them with their powers. Like, I don't know, like,
we need a Darth Vader movie.
well, we kind of got that
Give
in
me
Rogue
a
One.
Darth Vader. No, that's not a Darth Vader movie.
So do you
He's
think
just
that-
standing around and killing people at the end?
Do you think the Force is too strong now? Are we at that point?
I'm okay with like a little bit of healing, not like bringing people back from the dead healing, but like, you know, minimal healing. That's cool.
What about
Lightning's great.
what about
Telekinesis.
the Rey the healing
connection
Kylo?
the healing Kylo? I'm okay with that. Just more, not like healing mortal fate. Like, that wasn't a fatal wound for Kylo. You still could have lived through that.
No, that's the same wound that Qui-Gon would have had.
Qui-Gon was stabbed here. He was stabbed in the side.
Oh, okay.
You weren't paying attention, boy.
Maybe I wasn't.
But yeah.
Okay.
Plus, Qui-Gon's an idiot.
So we did. Who do you think is stronger in the Force, Rey or Obi-Wan?
Probably Rey.
Because, like, I'm just saying, why couldn't Obi-Wan heal, Qui-Gon?
Because he doesn't know.
He doesn't know how to
He's
do
not
it.
stronger in the Force.
Yeah, fair enough.
Doesn't have enough metachlorians.
Okay.
He needs to get his metachlorian count up.
What did you like about this film? I'm done with my questions.
I said it in my opening thoughts. You weren't listening.
So tell us again. An
Says-
hour 14 minutes later. Tell us what you liked about this film.
I liked, like I said, I liked the music was amazing.
John Williams.
The cinematography was amazing. The scene, like, it looked beautiful. Every planet looked beautiful and alive and everything. You just saying that because you hate it, so your butt hurt. So that's
I'm not
about it.
every planet. Some planets look really nice.
No, it was a beautiful looking movie, and that's about it. Oh, and some of the scenes were a little bit funny. I laughed at some points. We didn't mention Dio at all because he's not really useful.
Dio was I hated Dio.
But
Like,
I thought he was a pretty funny droid.
like BB-8. I liked BB-8 in Force Awakens. And they're like, well, we don't like really BB-8. We're not going to use him very much.
They used him a lot.
They-
They used him more than Thing.
They didn't really use any of the droids. And the C-3PO was probably the most useful droid in this
Yeah,
film.
that's good. I think this might be the best Star Wars movie because the less droids, the better.
Yeah. Where does this rank on your Star Wars list? Like, is this worse than Last Jedi for you, or is this
I
better?
don't know. So
Or are they
it's
on
up there.
par?
They're on par with
On
each
par?
other so
Okay.
far. I got to talk to some more people and think about it.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Any
No.
questions you want to ask?
Let's finally move on from this.
All right.
godforsaken
I
movie.
feel a little bit better about getting this off my
No,
chest.
you don't.
No, getting it off my chest. I've been waiting to get this off my chest for a while. I really dislike this movie. I just want to let you know that.
Yeah, channel your dark side. Channel your hate.
All right. So you ready for some trivia?
Yeah, I channel in my hate for Christmas movies.
All right. So the what we're gonna do for trivia, those of you who have made it through the Star Wars talk, feel free to leave us your thoughts. By the way, on the movie, you can vent out your anger if you're a Star Wars fan, like I am, or you can be like, hey, you know what? I'm a new Star Wars fan. This was great. I did not hate it at all.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm not gonna lie. If you're not really a follower of Star Wars, this is gonna hit all the notes that Star Wars hits for you. Like, if you're not I'm not even a hardcore fan, but even then, if you're not really into it, this could be a great movie for you because you don't follow the other movies. So
it's true. You're not wrong. Okay, so we are going to move on to trivia. So what I've come. Can you put the
Rating the movie.
Oh yeah, rating the movie. That's probably a good one.
Yeah.
2 ratings. One as a fan, one as a not fan.
Okay, go ahead, Xavier.
Okay. As a fan, I give this a 3 out of 10. As a not fan, I give it a 7.
As a fan, I will give it a 3 out of 10. Sorry. As a not a fan, I'll give it a 3 out of 10. As a fan, I will give it a 1 out of 10. It's still a horrible plot. Like, it contradicts all the other movies. It's that's the thing where you don't understand. It's not relevant.
If you want to watch this as a first movie.
But you can't. It's a sequel. That's like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna watch Return of the Jedi before I watch Empire." Like,
Some people
like,
do
oh
that.
wait, why am I? Where's Han? Why is Han here? That's like, listen. If you're gonna watch Endgame before you watch Infinity War, it's not not a good movie. Like,
Some
like,
people do that, though.
I know, but
I'm
we're
not
talking.
gonna lie.
But you shouldn't be doing that. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you watch all of the movies in the order that you're supposed to, it is a horrible movie, whether you're a
So
fan or
that's
not a fan.
No,
Now, if you just watch the last 3 movies, or last 2 movies.
They're brutal. They're
If you
not
watch
good
the
movies.
if you watch the last 2 movies, a lot
They
of
make
people-
no sense. They're finding a thing to go to a thing to find a thing to
You
get
know
a thing.
why? Because you're a movie guy, so you look for things. Most people are casual movie
Fine,
goers.
but I can't get rid of my
They're
movie
not gonna
like you.
look- yeah,
I can talk about like
they're not
I'm
gonna
not
look
a
at
I'm
it.
not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Lord of the Ring or Hobbits, and I would have given all 3 Hobbit movies 8, 9s, or 10s out of 10.
The Lord of the Rings thing is better than Star Wars right now.
Oh, right now, everything. What's not better than Star Wars right now? All right, ready to do some trivia here?
Terminator, Transformers.
Okay, wait, no, maybe not Terminator. All right. So, are you ready for some trivia?
Yes, let's do.
Okay, so these are
ah.
Christmas. This is Christmas. Can you put that away?
Just say the thing. It's okay. I'm
All right.
listening.
So,
It's my favorite toy. It's Christmas. Let me enjoy myself.
what are for question number 1? What are the 4 food groups according to Buddy the Elf?
Just from Elf.
Yes, which is, just so we're clear, your 3rd favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in ages. I don't know. It's a great
Use
answer.
the Force.
Use the Force. What? Cookies,
Nope.
gingerbread,
Candy cane, candy corn, and syrup.
Okay. Yeah, never would have got that.
Okay. All right. So, from what movie would I hear the song "Where Are You Christmas"?
Is it the Grinch?
Yes, it is The Grinch,
Where are you, Christmas?
which is your 7th Christmas movie, just so we're clear.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm not gonna get this. And even though they're on my list, I'm not a big Christmas movie.
I'm just
guy,
saying, I went to your list. All the movies on your list are on it. What movie would I associate with the island of misfit toys?
Misfit Toys.
Hey.
I know what movie it is. I was just acting like I didn't.
Oh,
know.
okay, you know? I was going to say, it's your 4th favorite Christmas movie.
It has a red. There's a lot of red stuff there.
There's maybe a nose?
There's a nose. It's a reindeer. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, who was made fun of for having an abnormal nose.
So, what's the name?
Rudolph the red-nosed
That's
reindeer.
correct. So here's a question for you. What is the character? What is the character Hermes want to be? Just a curiosity, not a question. Just bonus.
Hermes wants to be Frosty the Snowman. I don't know, tooth?
Wants to be a dentist.
Oh,
Can we get nothing from you back out there, please and thank you?
wants to be a tooth.
What movie features?
That's crazy. He wants to rip his teeth out. Sorry. That was Jerry. He's the fucking guy.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad.
We're not gonna have any more things from you guys. Thank you. All right. What
You guys
movie
can
features the iconic line? Teacher says, "Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings."
That's iconic. Oh, really? Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. I don't know this one.
Remember, we can be picked everything up.
Yeah, I was gonna say It's a Wonderful Life.
You're not
but
getting it because he gave you a hint.
I was gonna say it.
Nope. Next.
Though. I was gonna say it before.
Blame Jerry.
That counts. That counts.
Blame
that
Jerry.
Counts. No, it counts.
After
We're-
4,
we're-
you're 2 right, 2 wrong.
What's the vote? What's the vote, guys?
Doesn't make it a...
Doesn't matter. That's the very few. No,
All three of us voted, so it's a democracy.
I
so
am. You can vote whatever you want.
counts.
I'm in charge. So,
No, you're not.
what family? Number 5.
David, cut the thing.
What family is led by Kate and Peter, with their children Linny, Megan, Kevin, Jeff, and Buzz?
What?
What family is led by Kate and Peter, with their children Linny, Megan, Kevin, Jeff, and Buzz? I can hear you.
I don't know. That one I'll get wrong. Go ahead.
2 movies.
There are 2 movies. Dave, you got it? Go ahead.
Of course. Home Alone and
The McAllisters are the correct answer, yes. Your number 2 favorite Christmas movie, just so we're clear.
It was?
Just so we're clear. Just wanted to make
Home Alone 3
just
is
wanted to make sure that was clear on this one, so we know the questions are
I told
fair.
you my favorite was Home Alone 3, so you can...
I literally went to the podcast to listen to your top 10 movies while I made this list. All right. What movie with a star-studded cast follows the lives of 8 very different couples dealing with their love lives in interrelated tales set in the months before Christmas in London, England?
Last Christmas.
That is incorrect. Anyone over there? Keira Knightley's in it.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant's
Famous
in
people,
it.
a lot of famous people.
Liam Neeson's in it.
Yeah, you can just say the answer because it doesn't matter to me.
Love Actually.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah, I never would have guessed that.
What Christmas movie follows the Griswold family?
The Booty Christmas. Darth Vader kills them. That's the name of the movie.
No, that is
The
not.
Griswold family. I don't know who the frick. What? Scrooge McDuck or Scrooge? National Treasure?
No.
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation was the answer.
Yeah, no, I never got that.
In what the question number 8. In what Christmas movie does Tom Hanks play 6 different roles?
Is it Polar Express?
That is correct. The Polar Express.
I got 3.
You ready for number 9?
Yeah.
What action figure does Jamie Langston desperately want in Jingle All the Way?
Oh, crap. I don't remember the name of the damn action figure.
Your 5th favorite Christmas movie, just so
I
we're
know.
clear.
I forget the name of the damn action figure, okay? Action Joe.
If I said it's Turbo Time, would that help?
No.
Turbo Man.
Well, GG.
Number 10. What warning do all the adult... What warning do all the adults give Ralphie when he asks for a BB gun?
You'll shoot your eye out.
That's correct.
We'll stab your ear
How's your
off.
number 1 Christmas movie?
Yeah, of course. That's the one I've seen. I didn't get a chance.
Ooh.
I'm sad.
You got a couple days before Christmas still to watch it.
Yeah, that's right.
In Miracle on 34th Street, who is put on trial?
Santa Claus.
I'll give you that one, even though Jerry's giving the answer.
What? I wasn't even paid. I didn't even look at Jerry. This guy.
After
is
11
BS.
questions, 5 right, 6 wrong.
No, it's 5 for 5.
6 right.
6 right, 5 wrong. So
Number 12. How does Scott Calvin become Santa in the Santa Claus?
He asks Jesus. Jesus is like, you know what? You can be Santa Claus.
Is that your answer?
Yeah, I don't freaking know. I never watched Santa Claus.
You never seen the Santa Claus?
No.
Do you guys know?
Don't
No,
want
it's
to.
a bad movie.
Pardon?
Does he hit him?
He falls off the roof and puts on the suit. That's that he puts on the suit is the answer.
Oh, okay.
That simple.
So technically, it was an act of God. So technically, that's right.
He doesn't want to be Santa, that's for sure.
So,
What does Willie, aka Santa, give Thurman Merman at the end of Bad Santa?
oh frig, I forget this. I haven't seen Bad Santa. Like I couldn't even tell you the plot of Bad Santa is because I forget everything. So he gives him a dildo. Oh, sorry. A plaything.
A pink elephant is the answer.
I was close.
He is Bad Santa.
T.J. Miller, Kate McKinnon, Olivia Munn, Jennifer Aniston, and Jason Bateman all star in what Christmas movie?
Office Christmas Party.
That is correct. Office Christmas Party. Okay. Who does Jack task with abducting Sandy Claus in The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Who? What? Oh.
Who does Jack task with abducting Sandy Claus in The Nightmare Before Christmas?
I don't know. I'm not looking at him, so you don't. So that way you can. I don't know, freaking buddy.
There's 3 of them, if that helps.
I don't know.
Your 9th favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah,
Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
yeah. I never would have got that.
In which movie does Michael Caine play Ebenezer Scrooge, and David Goals narrate?
Christmas Carol.
I
Wait,
need
no.
you to be more specific.
No, you don't. That's the answer.
It is not the answer.
A Christmas Carol on Elm Street.
If I told you that David Goals was actually played
No,
the
it doesn't
voice of
matter.
Gonzo, would that help?
No. Just answer it.
You don't know?
Yeah. Dave's
Dave?
gonna answer.
The Muppet Christmas Carol is the answer. Gonzo,
Elmo.
your 6th favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Who do Alan Rickman and Bruce Willis play in the classic Christmas film Die Hard?
John McCain. And some British guy. Or French guy, I guess, because he's a bad French man.
Can you repeat Bruce Willis's just for the hell of it?
I don't know, John McCain.
John McCain is the Republican that was running for president against Barack Obama in 2008.
Well, I guess it's wrong.
John McClane and Hans Gruber.
Wow, so far off.
But it's not the name. Either way, you didn't know Hans Gruber. Anyway, after
Gruber.
17, 6 right and 11 wrong. What are...
You're not even gonna give me that other one that I got right. 7 and 10.
What are Stripe, Mohawk, Mogwai, Greta, and Gizmo?
I don't know. I'm not looking
Watch
at
the
it.
movie.
I know.
Your hint is don't feed them after midnight.
Oh, Gremlins.
And don't put water on them.
All right. Who are the antagonists in Home Alone 2?
I don't know, Joe Pesci and some other guy.
I want their character names.
Edward Scissorhands and Joe Pesci.
No, guys?
The former wet bandits.
The Wet Bandits or Sticky Bandits, but what are their names?
I'm going with wet bandits.
Harry and Marv. All right.
You're a Harry Marv.
Last question. You've got 8 right and 11 wrong. Make yourself closer to 50. I gave him the It's a Wonderful Life, even though you cheated. Who plays Frank Cross in Scrooged?
Who phrase what?
Who plays Frank
Jim
Cross?
Carrey?
No, Bill Murray.
I
Oh.
knew that. You didn't give me a chance.
All right. So that's it for us this week. Hopefully you guys have a happy holidays. Next week on the podcast, we'll be talking about Richard Jewell, Cats, and the bottom 10 movies of 2019. We hope you guys have a great holiday.
All right, take care. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. And that's it.